I've been gaming for over 15 years, sinking hundreds of hours into these titles. And let me tell you, there's nothing quite as immersive as an isometric RPG. These games aren't just about mechanics or visuals. They're about the stories, the choices, and the sheer immersion you can only get from a bird's eye view. Settle in, because we're exploring some of the greatest isometric adventures of all time. If you're looking for depth, Pathfinder Wrath of the Righteous is a monster of an RPG. Now, the game might not look as hardcore as some of the others on this list, but with its intricate character creation and its incredible depth, it's worth a mention. The game offers you typical RPG narrative branches and leveling systems, but one standout feature is the path system. For example, choosing the Lich can transform your party into undead, giving you powerful abilities but introducing significant moral dilemmas. The tactical combat and rich storytelling are also solid in this title, earning it a spot on this list. As for the graphics, well, it's that Blizzard-style design you get with a lot of newer games. Personally, I like a bit more blood, guts, and realism, so that's why we've chosen our next game, Warhammer 40,000, Rogue Trader.
Let's take a look at your options.
If Pathfinder was too bright and cheerful for you, then join me into the gritty Warhammer 40,000 universe. Rogue Trader distills its grim-dark charm into one of the most compelling isometric RPGs in recent history.
Tenfold.
As a lifelong Warhammer fan, I came in with high expectations, and boy did this game deliver. The blend of spacefaring, exploration, political intrigue, and intense turn-based combat make every session feel epic. I'll never forget my first trade negotiation gone wrong. I thought I was being clever, haggling for better terms, only to accidentally insult an alien diplomat. That's the beauty of Rogue Trader. Every dialogue choice carries weight, and your actions ripple through the galaxy. If you're wanting to live the life of a morally ambiguous space captain, or just want to play a more choice-driven space RPG, then this is your game.
None shall stand in my way.
Next up, we've got our first action RPG entry with Path of Exile 2, a sequel that takes everything I loved about the first game and cranks it up to 11. As someone who spent way too many late nights grinding through Wereclast, I was blown away by the improvements here. The new campaign feels fresh and challenging, and the revamped skill gem system adds a level of customization that's downright addictive. One of my favorite moments was crafting my perfect build for the first time. I'd poured hours into theory crafting, tweaking every detail to maximize damage output. Then I took it into a boss fight and promptly got obliterated. That's when I realized the game's genius. It's not just about power, it's about adaptability. Path of Exile 2 will punish you for mistakes, but it also rewards experimentation in a way few games can match. With Path of Exile's online features and huge community, it makes it a must-play for ARPG fans. Pillars of Eternity 2, Deadfire, is an RPG that oozes personality. From its vibrant world to its memorable characters, everything here feels handcrafted. Now, I've completed the first pillars, and after sinking a few hours into this game, I still can't get enough of its nautical theme. Steering my ship through uncharted waters, managing my crew, and engaging in ship-to-ship combat, it's an experience unlike any other. One standout moment for me was uncovering the mystery of Ukaizo, the legendary lost city. I spent hours piecing together clues, and when I finally reached it, the sense of discovery was amazing. Deadfire is a game that rewards curiosity, and its richly detailed world makes every side quest feel meaningful. If you want a game that's full of all the sea monsters, pirates, and magical quests you want, this game is for you.
This place smells.
Well, that's interesting.
Solasta, Crown of the Magister, might not have the AAA polish of some other entries on this list, but it more than makes up for it with its faithful adaptation of D&D 5th edition rules. As someone who spent countless hours rolling dice around a table, this game feels like coming home. The tactical combat is some of the best I've ever played, and the verticality of the maps adds a unique twist. The game's combat is fairly satisfying, and there's moments where strategy can pay off perfectly. And that's the kind of experience that makes Solasta so satisfying. If you're a D&D fan, this is a traditional isometric RPG worth checking out. Next game on this list is nothing short of a masterpiece. If you're gonna play any of these, it should probably be this one, Baldur's Gate 3. I've played through it a couple of times, and each time has genuinely felt like a different experience. a feat that many games boast but few can pull off. The level of detail here is insane, and that's what sets Baldur's Gate 3 apart from other RPGs. It's the commitment to player freedom. Want to throw barrels of oil at your enemies and then set it on fire? Great! This game's a sandbox for creativity, and every choice feels meaningful. If you haven't played it yet, do yourself a favor and dive in.
Anytime.
And a whole city block to carve your path.
Disco Elysium isn't just a game, it's an experience. This one's one of the most unique RPGs you'll ever play, and its focus on dialogue and character development is unmatched. Play as a down-and-out detective with a fractured psyche. You'll navigate a complex web of political intrigue, personal demons, and dark humor. One thing I like about this one is that it's pretty chill all around. You can play it on a low-budget laptop, and just take your time playing it, which I think makes it a good game to take with you if you're traveling. I'll never forget the moment I failed a skill check to climb a ledge. Instead of retrying, the game turned it into a defining moment for my character, a reminder of his flaws and humanity. Disco Elysium doesn't handhold or sugarcoat. It's raw, real, and utterly unforgettable. There's no such thing as wrong decisions in Divinity Original Sin 2. Only hilarious consequences. Forget about the main quest for a second. You'll have a blast with stealing a fish, getting caught, and then accidentally setting half a town on fire because you misclicked during a fight. This is a game that thrives on chaos, creativity, and letting you break the rules in the most satisfying ways. It's not just an RPG, it's a playground for mad geniuses. Why save the world when you can have deep conversations with a crab named Peeper? The freedom to do absolutely ridiculous things like sneaking past guards by using a spell to turn into a barrel makes this game unforgettable. Fallout 2 is a classic that stands the test of time. It's one of those games where your choices truly shape the world, and every playthrough feels as if you uncover a new secret. I remember spending hours trying to solve the Vault City New Reno dilemma, weighing my morals against the game's gray morality. The game's absolutely magical in its atmosphere and soundtrack. By magical, I mean in a haunting, post-apocalyptic kind of way. The game doesn't shy away from dark themes and truly encapsulates the horror of a survival game like no other.
War never changes. The end of the world occurred pretty much as we had predicted.
The turn-based combat, while dated, still feels strategic and satisfying. But what really hooked me was the writing. It's dark, gritty, witty, and often brutally honest. Fallout 2 isn't just a game. It's a piece of RPG history that every fan of the genre should experience.
That's someone's son.
Or daughter.
Diablo IV is a return to storytelling form for the series, blending the dark gothic atmosphere of the early games with modern gameplay mechanics. I've spent hours exploring its open world, battling hordes of enemies, and enjoying its fantastic voice acting and story. The game features hours of content, making it decent value, and half of those hours you can spend customizing your character to perfection. The game's in-game content is where it truly shines, from challenging dungeons to massive world events. There's always something to do. Diablo IV is a love letter to the fans of the series. It's a must-play for anyone who loves action RPGs.
Revelry? People having a good time? Well, sure then. In the name of
Hades might not fit the traditional RPG mold, but its isometric perspective, character-driven storytelling, and addictive gameplay earn it a spot on this list. As someone who's sunk countless hours into roguelikes, I was blown away by how Hades combines fast-paced combat with a deeply emotional narrative. The relationships you build with the gods and other characters adds a layer of depth, rarely seen in the genre. And let's not forget the sheer satisfaction of finally escaping the underworld after countless attempts. Hades is a masterpiece that deserves every bit of praise it's received.
Let's go up.
Baldur's Gate 2 is a masterpiece that has stood the test of time. Its story, characters, and world are still some of the best the genre has to offer. I remember spending hours exploring its groundbreaking world, getting lost in its sprawling streets and intricate quests. The game's companion characters are some of the most memorable in RPG history, and some will even be familiar to fans of Baldur's Gate 3, from the tragic backstory of Jaheira to the witty banter of Minsk and Boo. Every interaction feels meaningful. Baldur's Gate 2 isn't just a game, it's a journey that every RPG fan should take. One thing I gotta say about BG2 is the game still looks pretty good even today. Slap a couple of mods on it and you're good to go. Now for another absolute classic isometric RPG. Icewind Dale is the unsung hero of the Infinity Engine collection. While it's more combat-focused than its narrative-heavy siblings, it still delivers a rich atmospheric experience. The snowy landscapes and haunting soundtrack makes you feel like you're trekking through the Forgotten Realm's harshest environments. I remember having the demo of this game all those years back, and being hooked on the depth of its starting area and barely being able to tackle the game's challenging encounters. It's a game that rewards preparation and strategy, and every victory feels earned. If you love tactical combat and classic D&D tales, Icewind Dale is a must-play. It's just the right amount of storytelling and linear action, which doesn't overstay its welcome. Diablo II Resurrected brings one of our favorite classics back to life, with stunning visuals and quality of life improvements. Now we can spend countless hours grinding through Sanctuary, chasing loot and battling hordes of demons all over again. The remastered graphics breathe fresh life into the game, while staying true to its roots. And while I'm sure some of you in the comments might not like Diablo games right now, I think they are still worth a shout out. What I love most about Diablo is its replayability, and that Blizzard charm you don't get anywhere else. Each class offers a unique experience, and the hunt for that perfect item never gets old. Whether you're a veteran or a newcomer, Diablo II Resurrected belongs in the family. Now we've got one for the weebs. Octopath Traveler might not be your traditional isometric RPG, but its stunning visuals, engaging combat, and compelling stories earn it a spot on this list. The game's 8 protagonists each have their own journey, and weaving their story together is a rewarding experience. What stands out most is the game's combat system. Its turn-based mechanics are simple to learn but offer incredible depth. If you're looking for a visually striking RPG with a unique twist, then Octopath Traveler should be a good bet. If you're like me, and you've completed Final Fantasy VII and Chrono Trigger, and want something new and similar, this one is perfect. Tides of Numenera, it's a spiritual successor to Planescape, Torment, and it lives up to its legacy. The game's narrative is its strongest suit, weaving a tale of identity, mortality, and consequence. I was hooked from the opening moments, trying to piece together the mysteries of the changing god. The gameplay might not be for everyone, but if you love deep, thought-provoking stories, this game is a treasure. It's a reminder of what RPGs can achieve when they prioritize narrative and player choice.
You're not dead, Matkina. Come on, get up.
The 3 children of our
Wasteland 3 is a post-apocalyptic RPG that blends dark humor with tactical combat. The game isn't that old, even though the graphics are what some might call ugly. But give this one a chance, because this one is a bit of a hidden gem. The Wasteland series is one of the OG post-apocalyptic RPGs, featuring branching paths and moral dilemmas, making your choices have impact in the events that unfold. One of my favorite moments was negotiating peace between 2 warring factions, only to have my decision backfire spectacularly. Wasteland 3 is a game that keeps you on your toes, and its richly detailed world makes every playthrough unique. Definitely a game for the originals. Now for the game that never dies, Neverwinter Nights brought the classic D&D isometric RPG into the modern era. Its campaign is a nostalgic journey, but the real star of the show is the multiplayer modding community. I've spent hours exploring player-created campaigns, each offering a unique experience. The game's combat and character customization are as satisfying as ever. Whether you're revisiting an old favorite or discovering it for the first time, Neverwinter Nights Enhanced Edition is one for the OG D&D community. Whether you're a fan of classic titles or modern masterpieces, there's something here for everyone. Check out our next video, 25 best single-player games, and subscribe if you want to support. See you in the next one.